Well, hi, everybody. Good morning to you. How are you doing? My name is Asiadua Akumia. I love to be called the Golden Girl, so you can call me that as well. I hope that you're getting interactive with us on all our social media platforms. Our WhatsApp number is very active, 055-157-5757. Let's not forget that season 2 of Africa's Model Scouts is just around the corner. And so we are calling all of you to get ready to be a part of this wonderful, opportunity for those of you that are interested in going into the modeling industry, okay? So if you're between the ages of 18 to 25, this is the perfect opportunity for you. Not just that, you have to be 171 centimeters and above to also qualify. Now, here are some requirements that you need to do just so that it will complete your qualification. You have to send a 1-minute video of yourself to our WhatsApp number. You already know the WhatsApp number. Send a 1-minute video to our WhatsApp number, and then also a close-up shot of yourself and a full-length shot of yourself as well. Send all these to our WhatsApp number. Let me give you the number again, 055-157-5757. Now, auditions will be in Accra and Kumasi. In Kumasi, it will be on the 18th of January at the Kumasi City Mall between the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Here in Accra, it is also between the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., but on the 20th of January at the Kempinski Galleria Hall. So please, if you're in Accra, you have an opportunity. If you're in Kumasi, this is a great opportunity. Hop on this, and then maybe you could be selected for season 2 of Africa's Model Scout. It's time for me to bring you updates on all the stories that are massively trending on social media. Let's get right into it, to the very first trending story. Now, I don't know exactly what is happening recently, and not just in Ghana, but, especially in the United States of America. Unfortunately, they are still experiencing the spread of wildfire in Los Angeles, California. And it happens to be that the mayor, Karen Bass, one way or the other, she's been accused because during the period that the fire started, it happens to be that she was in Ghana. She was actually present for the inauguration. And now her people are bashing her that the moment they really needed her, she wasn't there. But she's back in the United States. That's not our focus. Let's come to Ghana. Now, not only has Kantamanto Market experienced an inferno in Kumasi, Kwadaso Market has experienced an inferno, Tamale Market has experienced such, and then yesterday in the late hours, Techiman Market also experienced an inferno. Now, one question that people are asking is there an arson? Is this an act of an arson? Because it looks like, why is it that the markets are being targeted? It looks like somebody is being sent, or some persons are being sent to execute this uncalled for actions. Like I said, the question that quite a number of people are asking is this an act of arson? Is this an act of arson? Because it's beginning to get too suspicious. Let's go on social media. Let's read some comments from some netizens. What do we have? Esther Yah says, what's really going on with fire outbreaks these days? Charlie, something is definitely wrong. Ryota says, this be sad. Let's take some more. Lil and Carter says, biggest markets in West Africa too gonna fade away? Slow, my country. Mr. Carter is saying someone is really doing this on purpose. Ghana police really need to do some serious investigation, because at this point, it no longer looks like an accident. Elvis Simmons says something is definitely wrong somewhere. Styler is saying fire service we always they complain about lack of water. I sure say if them office self burn, them still no go get water quench them. So what them they do for that place? You go then it be dummy and cards them they play. Hey. Kwesi Marvela says, Anatamu de drew. Yeah, some more. It is well. It is very, very well. But let's see what Ghana Police Service would come out with in relation to the investigations concerning this matter, because now it's beginning to get too suspicious, and now we are beginning to think that there's a high possibility that there are some persons behind this and not an accident. Let's move away from this story. Let's go to the next trending story. And now it looks like people are still struggling when it comes to fares, when it comes to monies. People are protecting their monies. They are shielding their monies. Now, this gentleman and this trotro mate are massively trending on social media. And the reason that they're trending on social media is because there was a brawl between both of them. And it is only because of a change of 4 cedis, 50 pesos difference. Take a look.
No one sit down.
And why shouldn't I get down? Say you are searching.
Sit down. Yes.
You is not putting that inside my food. I'm being honest with you. He will not.
Don't worry.
If I do, what will you do?
To the office.
No. You will not put your hand inside my food. This is not gloves. You will not put your hand inside my food.
Get down.
He will not put his hand inside my food. This is not a glove. You will not put your hand inside my food. You will not put your hand inside my food. I know my right, though. You will not put your hand inside my food. Whatever you do, and they come and play, but you will not put your hand inside my food.
So the brawl between the trotro mate and the passenger will be brought to you a little later. But this particular one was between a passenger in a trotro or trosky and a police officer who was insisting that he search the lady. And she was carrying a bag of Gary. And the thing is that the police officer wanted to, dip his hand into it. But the passenger was saying, because of hygiene purposes, you do not have the right to dip your hand into the Gary. What are you looking for? We'll definitely come back to this particular story, but a very alarming story that has reached us, and it's quite heartbreaking. We're hoping that it wouldn't get to this point. Is a statue of former President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Kufuor, that was mounted at Ifiankwanta runabout in the Western region. Now, there were talks of possibilities of that statue being brought down. And we're hoping that it wouldn't happen, even after, some persons tried destroying the statue. Few days later, we saw that it was being fixed. This particular, part of the statue was fixed. Then yesterday, out of nowhere, we see that the statue has been completely brought down. Now, mind you, this is not the first time that something like this has happened in Ghana. For our older folks, for our parents and grandparents who would remember this, in the year 1966, after Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was ousted from power, well, his statue was also brought down, broken into pieces, and it seems that there's a repetition of history. And unfortunately, the statue of former President Akufo-Addo has also suffered such violence. What really is going on in the country? But I want us to take a look at the video from 1966 when Kwame Nkrumah, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's statue was brought down.
Our country is once more on a path of democratic liberty. Nkrumah idolized himself to the extent of having statues, plaques, and various reproductions of his effigy placed in every corner of our land. Now at last, the myth is broken. The megalomaniac who thought he was God is no more. And, to the delight of every citizen, his imagery has been hastily erased. Outside Parliament House, home of Ghanaian democracy, every trace of the dictator's statue is removed. The deserted institute.
It breaks my heart that we have such repetition of history. But to talk on this matter, to give us some highlights into this, the possible repercussions for engaging in such an act, I have joining me via phone call Dr. Kwame Asah-Asante. He is Senior Lecturer at the Political Science Department and Director of the European Studies, University of Ghana, Legon. Hi, Doc. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing, Doc?
Very well, and yourself?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. But I'm quite disheartened by the act of, the statue being brought down, which we some way, somehow expected. But then, Doc, to think about the fact that the statue of former President Nana Addo Kufuor was mounted in honor of him. Some persons were saying that he did it himself, but it was in honor of him, and they just wanted to honor him because of the developmental projects that he had done, or he and his government had done for the Ifeanyi community. And he wasn't even the one who went to unveil it, but some persons were saying that he has done it in honor of himself. Now, to think about the fact that he's been in power for 8 years, are we trying to say that he did nothing, absolutely nothing positive or progressive for the country, that we have to, treat his statue in this manner?
Let me find out from you. Who were the people who put it there? Is it the state or some individuals?
So some individuals.
Okay.
The state has nothing to do with this.
Okay, let me begin by saying that it is totally wrong.
Right.
In fact, it is not the best. And that act must be condemned in all its force and tight. Those who brought the statue down must be looked for, apprehended, and be need to answer questions on that. Why am I saying that? Symbolism is part of politics. That, yes, people give a lot of contribution to the state.
Right.
So at a point in time, people reward them, either in monuments, bus, and the rest of them. We've seen it all over. So this shouldn't be a different thing. The people of that area claim that they were those who erected for him, to honor him. And for me, that's a good one. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that the Kufuor, in spite of the fact that the party lost the election 2024, he has contributed his quota immensely towards the development of this country. There's no doubt about that. His footprints are on the ground for the world to see. 3 SA chairs, in spite of all his discourses, he was able to marshal it, to shepherd it through the state that we have. Apart from that, he has also contributed in various ways of the sectors of the economy. There is absolutely no doubt that he has made his contribution. So if some people decide to honor him, there is nothing wrong about it. But for people who have not been authorized by anybody to go nicodemously and pull it down, I think it is absolutely wrong and must be condemned as such. I believe that we are not sending the right message to people. That when people serve and they are honored, there are people who want to destroy them. By the way, those people who went and destroyed, in whose authority were they acting? They are nothing but some criminal elements who undertook that exercise.
Definitely.
And I believe that the laws of this country should take note of them and address the issue head on.
Now, Doc, a few days earlier, which was somewhere late last week, there was news of one lawyer Amable, who was asked a question in relation to the statue. And he did mention that if given permission by the president, they would like to carry the statue from the roundabout of Ifeanyi to the hometown of former President Nana Addo Kufuor. So some are saying that it looked like it was some sort of confirmation to engage in this act that has resorted to the statue being completely brought down.
I will not go there. I'm not seized with the full facts, so I will not venture it. But all that I want to say, that even if it needs to be pulled down, it should come from the state, not from any other individual. So any other individual who went there was doing nothing but usurping the powers of the state, for which I condemn it, and I think it is totally wrong. If the state decide that they want to maintain the statue there, fine. If the state decide that they want to take it another place, fine. But there's not any individual who is not permitted by anybody to undertake that exercise, and that ought to be condemned.
Okay, so the chiefs who came together to honor former president, well, what could they do as heads of the communities concerning this act? What could they do to the possible perpetrators if they are apprehended?
Oh, as for the chiefs, they have no power to arrest or to, do anything to it. The matter must be reported to police, and police investigate, and then questions are posed to them, then let them respond. That's it.
Okay. Doc, before you go, I want you to kindly address it. Just say this briefly for us. What does this look like for the democracy of the country?
It is one of the issues that is not, properly, described in any democratic enterprise.
Okay.
And it borders on what the rule of law. That whatever we do in a democracy is guided by law.
Right.
So if one on his own accord, you decide to do something that is against the law, you have obviously infringed against the laws of the country. So then a question will be posed to you and you have to provide answers. So it's one of the aberrations within the democratic space.
Okay. Okay.
That breach of law is wrong.
Right.
And every day you see people breaking laws and all that. But we should know that there are always sanctions. There are questions, and then when you are not able to address them, there are sanctions and all that. We must be very careful about that.
Right.
And take emotions out of what we do and do things in consonance with the law of the land. Okay.
A former president is still alive, but the statue has been brought down. Does that have any repercussions in any way? Or does that have a negative outlook?
Oh, as for the negative outlook is what we are talking about. It is wrong. And nobody can justify it. That is all that there is to it.
Okay. Okay, Doc, thank you so much for your time this morning. All right, so viewers, I was just speaking with Dr. Kwame Asah-Asante. He's a senior lecturer at the Political Science Department and Director of European Studies, University of Ghana, Legon. And we're talking on the matter of the statue of former President Akufo-Addo that was mounted at Ifeanyi roundabout being brought down completely. Let's see how netizens are reacting to this matter. Let's read some comments. Barbie Me says, hey, why them do that to our president? Nana K says, politics aside, this is ridiculous. Kwesi Judah says, God bless them for me. Oh, okay. Backyard says, destroying an Addo statue is unacceptable. I hope they arrest whoever is responsible for it. Kwekugata says, I am deeply saddened by what has happened to Nana Addo statue. I can hardly believe that my dear people of Takrade have destroyed the statue, yet somehow left his face intact with a smile. So what were you expecting? Okay, let's move on. Let's see if you have some more comments. All right, so these are a few comments that we picked up in relation to this particular story. But we have said this before, and I have to reiterate this, that Ghanaians should be very ready to appreciate His Excellency, former President former President Akufo-Addo, for his great works. Like you rightly heard from Doc, there are certain projects, certain initiatives that he implemented that are of great cause, and they are doing massively well. And so we hope and pray that in some years to come, posterity would judge. Anyways, so that's it for this particular story. It is time for me to celebrate all of you who are celebrating your birthdays. But before I do that, let's go back to the story of the police officer and this passenger in a trotro whom this police officer was forcing to search her and dip his hand in Gary because he was suspecting that there's a high possibility that there is something in there. Take a look.
No, don't worry. If I do, what will you do to the office? No. Do not put your hand in my face. Don't shout at me. Oh. Don't shout at me. Don't shout at me.
How old are you?
It's not about my age. I know my rights.
And you can never obstruct the way.
I'm not obstructing. Go ahead. Me, I told him, he will not put his hand inside my food.
I have gloves at the office.
So go ahead and pick your glove.
I don't have any problem. Don't just here also for record me. IGP knows here is a barrier. We are doing our official work. We have every right to inspect every bag.
No. What is officer? I really don't like this. You are the boss here. I really don't like this. He cannot put his hand. Why is he putting his hand inside my food? Why is he putting his hand inside my food? He should take the food. No, he should feel free. You are putting your hand inside. Oh, are you harassing me? Are you harassing me? Are you harassing me? Didn't you text me? Didn't I come here? Didn't you text me already? Why are you putting your hand?
Do we forget sometimes that Gary is a meal that you don't wash before you eat? You can't wash Gary before you eat. And looking at how currently we are still trying to battle this whole cholera and a whole lot of other diseases and viruses here and there. Was this right for the police officer, although wearing gloves, to decide to dip his hand into the Gary just because you are suspecting that there's a high possibility that there is something hidden in there? Was this right? And the lady's reaction, was it right also? Well, we are going to leave it for you guys to judge, and let's see how your reactions were on social media. Let's see how you felt about it. I am Edna says, how hard is rubber that you can't search through this thing, this thin polythene bag, say, I'm sensing something. You don't sense robbery going on in Accra, but sense someone's Gary has something in it which is even false. Hey. Diggle says, no, this is not right. And, okay, he tagged Ghana Police Service. Investigate this incident. Call the officer to order. Cyrus Radio says, these dudes think it's about shouting. Does he even have a search warrant or any reasonable cause to initiate that forceful search? I am Bouncer says, such nonsense. He says, unless he feels something. Is it working based on feelings? Mason Yusuf also commented, he said she stood on business. Junior Lee says, how old are you? A country where people's intellects are judged by age. Yes, you're supposed to respect your elders. Oh, Lakwate says, suspicion based on what? Do you have probable cause to stop and search? Such nonsense. Unnecessary antics in Kwa. Meanwhile, armed robbers are having a field day. Kojo Bwache says he has to buy a new Gary for the lady. What kind of thing is that? Look at the black rubber on his hand, and it's even torn as well. Okay, for those of you that have chance on this video for the first time, let us hear your comment. Let us read your comments on our social media platforms. On Facebook, it is Joy Prime TV. WhatsApp number is 055-157-5757. All the stories that I have spoken about on here. How do you feel about it? What do you think? I can't wait for you to share them on all our social media platforms. Well, it's time for us to celebrate all of you who are celebrating your birthdays. But before that, somebody asked a question, a very interesting question, that does he have a search warrant? Well, the police officers have the right to search you, when you're on the road. They have the right to search you. But they don't have to go to the extent that, it looks like your privacy is being interrupted one way or the other.